Hello and welcome. You are watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Deepika Lingdor bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. On Wednesday, 24th March 2021, Pope Francis appointed Sister Alessandra Smirelli, daughter of Mary Help of Christians, Sub-Secretary for Faith and Development of the Dicastery for Service of Integral Human Development. I feel grateful to the Holy Father and to the Prefect of my Dicastery, Cardinal Turkson, to all those who work in the Dicastery to show confidence in me. I hope to be able to do my part, commented the religious Sister Smirelli. Already knows the dicastery well because it is within it that she has come to work as coordinator of the Economic Task Force for COVID-19. And to those who point out to her with her appointment the number of women with important positions in the Roman Curia grows, Sister Smirelli replies, God created man in his image, male and female created them, and therefore this means that male and female is the image of a God communion. The vocation of alliance and reciprocity must be carried out not only in the family but in all other areas of life, including in working areas. Thanks to the support obtained from the Salesian missions, the Salesian Missionary Prosecutor Office in New Rochelle, United States, the inhabitants of the community of Nerekerife, Enugu State, Nigeria, now have access to clean water. The Salesian NGO, in fact, as part of its initiative called precisely Clean Water, has allowed the creation of a new water well which will contribute to the livelihood of the local community, limit the outbreak of diseases and infections transmitted by water, and help reduce the mortality rate of women and children. Nekerife is composed of the four communities of Enugu Nekerife, Ohwani Nekerife, Esieno Omufu Nekerife, and Emioha Nekerife. Each of these communities consists of several villages and clans. But clean water is a scarce asset for all of Nekerife. Most families depend on a small brownish-colored stream called Evuna, which partially crosses parts of the villages. The Evuna stream is the only accessible source of water for drinking, bathing, washing, and cooking. However, the stream is seasonal and therefore drains during the dry season. As a result, the population suffers from a severe shortage of drinking water as few people can afford to build wells due to drilling cost and the harsh nature of the soil. In addition, it has been clinically confirmed that Evuna water is not hygienically suitable for consumption and in particular should not be drunk. The stream has been a vehicle for water-related diseases and there have been outbreaks of cholera, ringworm, tapeworm, acute diarrhea and dysentery. Typhoid fever is also another widespread disease among community dwellers, and every year some vulnerable women and children die from the disease. This unacceptable situation in the 21st century led to the action of the Salesian Missionaries Prosecutor's Office in New Rochelle, which identified Nekerife as one of the priority places in which to commit the donations collected by the benefactors. According to UNICEF data, Nigeria is Africa's most populous country and continent's second largest economy. Still, it has extreme poverty rates, with about 100 million people living on less than $1 a day. The state of Enugu specifically is part of what was once the Republic of Biafra, sadly known for the poverty that gripped its population at the time of the civil war with Nigeria. Decades later, poverty remains one of the most critical challenges facing the region and the country. The accompanying course for newly appointed inspectors is currently being held at the Salesian headquarters in Rome from 21st to 31st March 2021. For 10 days, 6 superiors of as many Salesian provinces of Europe have the opportunity to confront directly with the Rector Major and his council and to learn from them the roadmap of the 6-year-old, while they experience Salesian communion and know better and better the central bodies and structures of the congregation. The course, coordinated by the Vicar of Rector Major, Don Stefano Martoglio, takes part. Father Tadeusz Jarecki, Inspector of Poland Warsaw PLE, Don Ernest Andreas Falvi, Inspector of Hungary UNG, Father Marcin Kaznowski, Inspector of Poland Krakow PLS, Father Manuel Fernando Garcia, Inspector of Spain San Giacomo Maggiore SSM, Father Martin Hopsa, Inspector of the Czech Republic CEP, Don Tadeusz Itrich, Inspector of Poland Pila PLN. After the first day of presentation and introduction to the work, the program officially opened on Monday 23rd March with the intervention of the Rector Major Don Angel Fernandez Artime, who illustrated to the inspectors the Cesenio design lines. In these days, the training continues in various appointments and talks with the Vicar of the Rector Major Don Martiglio, with the sector councillors Don Ivo Coelho Formation, Don Miguel Angel Garcia Morsuende Youth Ministry, Don Gildacio Mendes Social Communication, Don Alfred Maravilla Missions, and Mr. Jean-Paul Muller Economy, as well as with the representatives of other central services of the congregation. Today, March 26th, is the Dies Natalis of Blessed Madalena Morano, FMA. Always very devoted to Saint Joseph and Mary Help of Christians, she was able to faithfully inculcate the charism of Don Bosco and the preventive system. In Sicily, constantly turning one gaze to the earth, 10 to heaven, she opened schools, oratories, boarding schools, and workshops in every part of the island. She died in Catania on March 26, 1908. In the same city where she died, Pope John Paul II proclaimed her blessed on November 5, 1994. Father Albera, when he met her, said, "Oh, this Mother Morano, what a wonderful nun! She could govern not only a province but the entire congregation of the FMA." The young people of the Salesian Youth Movement SYM Europe and the Middle East are preparing to experience Easter with online appointments. Hope is Alive is the slogan of a Lenten itinerary consisting of 3 online appointments organized by the Salesian Youth Movement SYM Europe and the Middle East to prepare live Easter, sharing the Easter traditions of their countries and the joy of living together, the most important moment for every Christian. Faithful to the spirit of the SYM in deepening and living Salesian youth spirituality in everyday life, a group of young people from different European countries wanted to reach other young people through the network to keep hope alive in this time of a pandemic. From over a year now, due to COVID-19 pandemic, we are forced to live with restrictions, prohibitions, limitation, masks, online meeting. But if you are young and breathe the charism of Don Bosco and Mother Mazzarello, the word resignation is not part of one's vocabulary. The first online appointment is scheduled for 27th March 2021 with an intervention by Father Miguel Angel Garcia Morsuende, General Councillor for Youth Ministry of the Salesian of Don Bosco, which will be followed by sharing in small groups. On 28th March, the focus will be on the theme of the family spirit, stimulating this creativity of the participant by sharing their Easter traditions. Sister Runita Borja, General Counsellor for the Youth Ministry of the Institute of the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians, will give the Salesian Goodnight a thought that helps to make the believers' reading of the events lived. On 5th April, the young people will experience a festive moment celebrating Easter with games, songs and dances, which in the Salesian youth spirituality are an opportunity to build friendships and develop what is positive in young people. The young people of the SYM in Europe have put themselves on the line to involve other young people and leave a message. Hope is alive and no one will be able to steal it from us. Pope meets Ukrainian Prime Minister on Thursday, 25th March 2021. During the talks, the Holy See and Ukraine expressed hope and gestures for peaceful resolution in eastern Ukraine. Pope Francis on Thursday received Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal of Ukraine in a private audience in the Vatican, the Holy See's press office said in a brief note. Later, Shmyhal also held talks with Vatican Secretary of State Cardinal Pietro Parolin, who was accompanied by Vatican Secretary for Relations with States Archbishop Paul Richard Gallagher. At the beginning of the cordial discussion at the Secretariat of State, the press office noted both sides focused on the good relations between the Holy See and Ukraine, with particular attention to some current matters of mutual interest, as well as various themes relating to life and the activity of the Catholic Church in the country. Then they discussed extensively the health crisis and the dramatic situation in eastern Ukraine, with the hope that the recent ceasefire violations would give way to gesture promoting a peaceful resolution to the conflict. From 15th to 18th March, the delegate of Youth Ministry and Social Communication of Salesian Province of Colombia, Bogota, COB, Father John Freddy Hernandez, SDB, and Brother Andres Camilo Barrios began visits to the various presence of the province. Their journey began in the cities of Tunja and Duitama in the department of Boyaca. In these animation visits, the activity of each presence in the two respective areas is accompanied and agreements and joint work commitments are made for the improvement and planning of youth ministry and social communication. The return to face-to-face meeting was used to present the Provincial Organic Plan for the 2021 to 2026 term and to provide guidelines on its implementation in all educative pastoral communities. As part of the project called Strengthening the Topeta Educational Unit, located in the Mercedes H area of the city of El Alto, the National Director of the Don Bosco Popular School EPDB in Spanish, Father Luis Adolfo Torres Sanguines SDB, provided 2 new classrooms. The project, financed by Dr. Werner and Helga Goppel Foundation in cooperation with the German Salesian NGO, Don Bosco Mission Bonn and EPDB, involved the construction of 2 classrooms and the respective corridors with a surface total of 140 square meter, total of 145 square meter. The Topeta School hosts more than 1,000 students from kindergarten, elementary and middle schools, and through the new classrooms it can now offer a better quality of teaching. The director of the institute, Dr. Omar Ramos Huilani, the representatives of the school councils, parents, teachers and students of Topeta thanked them warmly for the new classrooms, and a small group of first grade children attended the handover ceremony in compliance with all the rules of biosecurity. Every Thursday and Saturday, most of the young people from the parish of St. John Bosco go to the Salesian Oratory in Suva to participate in the various organized activities, sports, games, sharing and meetings. It is an opportunity for the young people to make new friends in a courtyard under the guidance of a whole Salesian community and formators. Given the growing number of young people from the village of Moani Koso and the Makoi area, it was decided to open another oratory in the latter. And since rugby is the most popular sport, the Salesian makes sure that everyone can try to play it, from the smallest child, boys and girls. The Salesian coadjutor, Antonio Lili, in particular takes care of animating the little ones with creativity and engaging activities. The Association of Mary Help of Christians ADMA of Utrera was canonically erected on 13 March 1896 and aggregated to the ADMA of Turin on the 24th of the same month. It has thus completed 125 years of life, and it is the oldest among the entities of this type in Spain and the 17th in the world. As part of the program of commemorative events of ADMA scheduled for 2021 on March 20th in the church Nuestra Señora del Carmen, Father Juan Carlos Perez Godoy, Councillor for the Mediterranean region, presided at a solemn Eucharist which, to comply with biosecurity regulation, took place with a reduced participation. It was broadcast live on the social media of ADMA in Utrera. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.